If any of his wives ever birthed a son, he'd be killed immediately. That was the threat Shamwindle, ruler of the village of Tambonda, had delivered, for he wanted all the power to himself. But he was about to miss his match, and enter a rivalry that would take him to the underworld and back. 6 of the Shamwindle's wives had daughters, but when Nyamwindo finally went into labor, the midwives witnessed a birth unlike any they'd ever seen. Nyamwindo baby Mwindo materialized from her belly button, wielding a magical Congo scepter, already laughing, talking, and walking. The women agreed to keep the birth a secret, but the Jolly Cricket saw everything and carried the news to Shamwindle. Outraged, he hurled spirit at his newborn, but it was like they couldn't touch him. The tyrannical chief ordered his soldiers to construct a wooden drum, wrestle Mundo into it and toss it into the river. From inside, Mundo cursed his father, vowing to return. Once he was out of sight, Mundo raised the drum into the water surface and made for safer shores, where his paternal Nyangura lived, wedded to the water serpent. She was far wiser than her brother, and as Mundo laid out his plan for revenge, he resolved to counsel him on his journey. But they wouldn't make the trek alone. Throughout their quest, they'd be accompanied by different friends and spouse. By the time they reached Tubondo, Shamwindu had already fled, and though Nyangura advised Mundo to be merciful, his rage led him instead. He summoned lightning and decimated the village. In the midst of the chaos, an uprooted Kikoka plant caught Nyangura's eyes, and she realized that her brother had used the plant's roots to escape into the underworld. Nyangura held fast to one end of a great rope, and Muwindu descended into the frigid subterranean room after his father. First, Muwindu reached the lair of Muisa, god of the underworld. With a glint of cruel mischief, Muisa said that he revealed Shamwindo's hiding place. If only Muwindu planted 1,000 banana trees on an arid mountainside, unintimidated, Muwindu bewitched countless accents tilling the soil. But before he could celebrate his victory, Musa retaliated, setting an enchanted weapon. In turn, Muwindu ordered his scepter to strike back, and Musa lay defeated. But Muwindu was no closer fighting his father. Underhawk appeared and divulged his whereabouts. A dark cave guarded by Ntamba, a fearsome dwarf. But before Muwindu defeated the beast, Shamwindu fled again, and the chase persisted through the depths of the underworld. Soon Shambhuringu, the supreme god of fire, materialized before Muwindu challenged to beat betting game. Round after round, Muwindu gambled everything: Tambondo's land, people and property, and lost. When he thought he had nothing left to wager, Muwindu realized this thing wasn't his to give. The next round he pledged his own cherished Conga scepter, and this was sacrifice that turned his luck and won his game. In the same moment Hawk Sparrow sounded the alarm, warning Muwendo that his father was attempting to escape again. But this time Muwendo managed to capture the runaway ruler. And yet, while Muwendo had thought that seeing his father begging for mercy would enlighten him, his thirst to the revenge had all he remembered sound of lights, that all people of Tabondo who'd long endured his father's cruelty. Then his own. Shamwendo in tow Muwendo retraced his path with a resolve. First he yielded that Shaburungu lost in his gambling game, receiving his blessing in return. Then upon seeing that Natamba had reconstructed the cave he destroyed, Mundo ordered his sympathy and earned Natamba's well-wishes too. Mundo and his father re-emerged from the Kikoku transformed. Mundo had won Scudder's respect and Shamundo atonement. With his aunt's guidance he restored the village pardoned his father, who officially apologized to Tambondo. And over time Mundo gained the people's trust. As a kind, just leader who ended the age-old cycle of despotism,